was exciting for me personally to be starting a family and have a daughter now. She's only a few months old, so certainly not affected directly by technology yet. But looking at my nieces and nephews and other kids, I'm very excited about seeing children grow up with these tools where if they're curious, they just go out and find the material, find other kids who've got common interests. And I'll certainly be bringing technology in and seeing how my kids want to take full advantage of it. Well, the internet is constantly changing, and there's no doubt in my mind that the internet will evolve to have all the things that we think about for the highway. And so even though new features will be coming in, I don't think we'll rename it as we go. So Internet 96 is very popular, lots of users. By 97, you'll have the security, lots of transactions. A few years down the road, you'll have quality of service guarantees, which I talk about in the book, which means that you can start to send a high quality audio conversation or a video stream across the internet. And then you'll start to get more and more devices and a variety of devices hooked up. And so it will become this thing that people talked about as the information highway. The internet has taken off most rapidly in the United States. And a primary reason for that is the popularity of personal computers. With the internet, popularity breeds popularity. The more people get on, the more there's content. The more there's content, the more people get on. So certainly in the US, it's achieved critical mass. Now, if you go outside the United States, it varies somewhat according to popularity of PCs, how cheap communications charges are, and how much content has been put together. But I think you could say that there's as much as a year to a 3-year lag time, even in other developed countries. And in developing countries, a lot of them will face slow adoption because of the quality of their telecommunications network. That's a key item of investment, and it'll really gate how widely the internet can be made available to citizens in those countries. There's no doubt in my mind the internet is a worldwide phenomenon. In the road ahead, we talk about information appliances. It's a term we use to refer to the broad set of devices that are going to be connected up to the internet. And so we talk specifically about portable devices you can carry in your pocket and connect up through a wireless connection. We talk about taking the TV set, putting some intelligence behind that to let you do browsing there. And so those are form factors that are in addition to the classic personal computer. There's a group of people who've talked about something they call the network computer, where they say, well, isn't there something you could take away from the PC and make something even simpler, even less expensive? And what we have to do to consider this is look at all the elements of the PC and say, what can we eliminate? The screen is a major expense. If you go to use a TV set, that helps out. The hard disk is fairly expensive, but until you have very, very high-speed connections, for any reasonable browsing experience, you will need local storage, which the best technology for that is the hard disk. And so although I definitely believe TV-based devices, particularly connected to the cable, will be popular, and other form factors will, I don't think there'll be something that's like a PC, that is, you sit close to it, you use a keyboard, you've got full function browsing, and yet it's incompatible with the PC. And the PC industry needs to do what it's always done, that is bring the prices down at the same time that it's making the device more powerful while maintaining the upwards compatibility, which has been one of the great things about letting people move forward in an evolutionary fashion. Well, one of the form factors that I've always been very excited about is that pocket-sized device or personal digital appliance. The actual market size today is still reasonably modest, about 1 million units a year, with devices like the Psion, the Sharp, the Apple Newton, and several others that are in that category. Almost none of these have a wireless connection. The cost of digital wireless has still been too high. Not only the hardware cost, but also the monthly charges. And you don't have very broad coverage that makes that easy to use. I'm still very optimistic that this is a market that will explode, that'll be 5 to 10 times its present size in the next 4 to 6 years. And so Microsoft is continuing to invest and working with hardware partners to see what kind of combination can build a PDA device that can help really grow this market. And so we're not there yet in terms of buyers' reaction, but I think we will get there. Well, I think this internet explosion has been a lot of fun for everybody in the business. It opens up so many new opportunities, and it takes ideas that have been sort of sitting around and allows us to really try them out, try out great content, delivering news, delivering new educational material. Part of the great thing here is that the weaknesses of the internet are now viewed as opportunities. So whether it's security or searching or audio, video, there are dozens of startups and nice established companies that are investing to eliminate those problems. And so it's only going to get better. The big surprise for me in this last year is simply how quickly it's moved into the mainstream and the sort of investor and startup phenomena that has arisen around the internet. Anyone who uses the internet is likely to start to use it to gather information about purchasing decisions they want to make. Even today, if you're going to go and buy a car, I really recommend going up, looking at the used car prices, going to the manufacturer sites, or other third-party sites that have review type information and really help you in that kind of purchase. Now, that's not to say that you'll actually buy the car on the internet. The internet will be used more broadly as a source of information than it will be for closing transactions in the next several years. The number of transactions on the internet will rise dramatically as people understand that using a credit card there is absolutely as safe as using it for mail order or the many other ways that they use their credit card to buy things. Now, across different product types, there's a lot of uncertainty what the uptake will be. Banking, insurance, stock purchases, all of these are being tried, but it may be a long time before a high percentage of that business moves into electronic form. The reason we've done a second edition of the book so soon after the first is that it's been a very exciting 12 months. The changes brought about by the popularity of the internet really sort of changed the path to how we're going to get to the broadband full capability network. And I thought there was enough there that it was worth going back into a lot of chapters. Taking the great ideas of the internet, the hypertext metaphor, and instead of using directories, simply having a nice little shortcut or link on somebody's desktop and being able to go to information on various pages, that's making it easy to share. This is all called intranet because it's using the protocols and the ideas from the internet, but it's doing it on the local area network or private wide area network that the company controls. So the intranet will actually be a very rapid area of usage because there's no extra charge, because it is so compelling once you see one example. I'd expect most large corporations to have broad intranet usage within the next year or two, and so even faster growth than the internet itself.